Welcome to It's On Halifax with your hosts, Mark Adam and Pat King. It's On Halifax is brought to you by A2 Canada and Oasis on Spring Garden Road.
Welcome to another episode of It's On Halifax. I got my hand signals messed up. I'm one of your hosts, Mark Adam. What a good way to start, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're screwing up your signals. I wouldn't want you on first base for me.
Anyway, this guy making fun of me is Pat King.
Hi. Wound up tighter than a coiled spring.
Yeah, he's had a couple of cups of coffee and he's got a can of Red Bull that he's death gripping in his hand over here.
Yeah, I'll probably eat the can when I'm done.
See, and last week you had no caffeine in your system before we did the show, so this could go the other way.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Yeah, it should be fine.
I see you still haven't got your glasses.
No.
No?
I'll probably Gorilla Glue them later, though. I'm sick of the fucking lens popping out.
Yeah, tuck tape, not exactly designed to hold glasses together.
Well, I don't think anything's really designed to hold glasses together specifically.
Welding.
Well, I suppose.
Anyway.
But soon enough I'll have a new style of glasses and I will be all set. But, it's an awkward, nebulous time.
You're going to get the big old hipster thick
I was
rim.
going to say that. You should get the big plastic black hipster frames.
Why does everyone think that?
I don't know. That just seemed very you.
I'm going the complete opposite direction and getting smaller round ones.
Oh, Harry Potter.
Nope, never mind. Never mind. Friends off. Why does everyone go to that? Why do people associate the smaller round glasses with Harry Potter? Like, has it become that
Have
big
you
of a...
seen Harry Potter?
Actually,
Because
no.
it's kind of like...
Oh, because he's like the only one I've ever
Huge
seen
thing.
wear them. That
John Lennon?
Yeah, Harry Potter trumps John Lennon nowadays.
It's fucking sad.
It's a sad state
See, now
of affairs, but...
part of me still wants to buy that style of glasses just so I can get all indignant whenever somebody calls me Harry Potter. Like, oh, I know I have to start hanging out with you less. Thanks. Really appreciate it.
You just made fun of Emily.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
And she didn't even know.
The drop jaw. She just figured it out. It's all good. Anyway, we have quite a few things to talk about today. We talked a little bit last week about how you shouldn't rape girls.
We did?
We did.
Oh, I forgot. I mean, right.
You mean you just forgot that we talked about it?
Yeah.
You didn't forget that you shouldn't do... Anyway, let's move on. You had found a story about...
Yeah, just now.
an unorthodox version of this story.
Yeah, it was from Toronto. I just read it on Twitter. Somebody retweeted it. It was... it's a story from Toronto about a 19-year-old man on his way home from a club who was sexually assaulted by 4 women.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happened.
You don't hear about that often.
You certainly do not. And with all of the rape news from all over the world lately, it is very strange to hear this one, but no less serious, mind you. It's easy to laugh at, because I honestly chuckled the first time I read it, but then I read the description of the women. They offered him a ride home. The first suspect is described as white, between 30 and 36 years of age, about 5'4", 190 to 200 pounds, with short blonde hair and a tattoo of wings on the back of her neck. The rest of the 4 women, all between 30 and 36, between 5'4", 5'8", and weighing between 190 and 200 pounds. Yeah. I really feel sorry for that guy. And it's got to be embarrassing for a guy to come out and report that.
Well, that's the thing. That's why so many rapes of men, or sexual assaults, let's call them, go unreported.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of women are afraid to report them, but for a different reason. But I think that you have to take either reason for what they indicate, for what they're worth, and you have to really think about the attitude that we have as a society towards both. It's still hilarious to me, and that's not fair.
No, it's not fair, considering these were basically a pack of cougars.
Yes.
Who literally hunted a young man.
Sexual predators. No one wants to get ganged up on by 4 200-pound women. That is a lot of women.
I know. Let's face it. Like, if I'm 6'4", I'm 240 pounds. If 4 women tried to sexually assault me when I was hammered after being out at the club,
and we're 19,
and was 19, they could probably do it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's almost a ton of women.
It's fact. That's a terrifying fact.
It's like getting raped by an elephant.
I don't know if it's quite the same, but I mean, like, the point is you don't think about it until you're like, oh, wait.
That happens.
That totally could happen.
That still happens.
And has probably happened quite a few times. That's gone unreported because, like you said, who wants to be the guy that was like, I was raped last night by 4 girls.
Yeah. Oh, you lucky dog. No, you weren't there. But so that's a little bit of news that I bumped into.
Yeah. Yep.
How about you?
Well, I had a conversation this week.
Sorry.
Not with a rapist, but with a racist.
What? You had a conversation with a racist?
There was a guy. It's on my blog. If you go to markadam.ca.
No, nobody does that.
I know nobody does that. That's why I'm telling people that's where you should have to go.
I do.
Aw. She read the link on Facebook.
So where did you meet him? Like, not in your group of friends?
I didn't meet him.
Okay.
So the story goes like this. I manage a couple of Facebook pages. And on one of them, there was a picture of a black man eating a hamburger. And
as a black man might be wont to do.
Well, as anyone would want to do, but
True.
The black man happened to be John Bones Jones.
Fucking A.
Yeah. So anyway, this guy posts on the Facebook page. I'm paraphrasing. Well, I'm not paraphrasing. I'm trying to remember the quote, but it was, I bet he wishes that was fried chicken with collard greens and watermelon with some orange soda to wash it down.
That's pretty much the most racist thing you could possibly say.
So I sent him a private message.
Short of calling him, the N-word.
Which came later in the story.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So I sent him a private message on Facebook going...
Right, because you don't want to start an argument like that on
I sent him a private message and I deleted his comment and I
obviously
marked it as hate speech on reported him on Facebook. So I sent him a message and it said like, you're a racist dickhead. Be proud. Like, so I kind of went over the top, but at the same time, was I wrong?
No, he's a piece of shit human being.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, that's basically where I was going. It was just like a reaction, like, you're a racist piece of shit and I hope you die, was my thought. So I didn't say the I hope you die part in the conversation with the guy.
Right.
Because I have a filter, kind of. So, anyway. So, on my blog, I posted the entire conversation. So you can go there.
Ooh, this should be good.
To markadam.ca, you can go there and read the entire conversation.
You totally get some Reddit karma for that. Sorry, I spend too much time on the internet.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was wondering if Emily would be able to read out the chunks of conversation.
Oh, can we do a dramatic reading?
Just because some of the things he said were just off the fucking wall.
Well, generally people who are racist don't really have the best
his
cognitive abilities.
His first sentence back to me was,
I am proud. I'd rather be a racist than a white brainwashed sheep that kisses N-word butts. Don't be proud.
This is the internet.
You can say the word.
We can say nigger.
I'm not saying it.
That's, well, yeah. Haven't you seen Louis C.K.'s stand-up where he says saying N-word is worse than saying saying nigger?
Yeah.
Because it makes me think the word without you having to say it, which makes you a bad person.
Yeah, it's not fair.
I don't know.
I mean,
I just
if you're
really
gonna discuss
don't want to say it.
Well, I'm a huge...
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm all about the intent of words. I mean, we ascribe the meanings and effects of words psychologically. I mean, to say the word nigger is to kind of take the nuts away from it, so to speak.
It depends on the context.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this is dramatic.
But to not
reading.
shy away from it.
Anyway, I'm just saying. So that was his first sentence.
I found it here.
I'd rather be. Oh, you found my.
Can I be you?
Yeah, please.
Can you want to read my part?
All right. God.
And then Emily can read the racist.
Oh, great.
Sweet.
By the way, his name is Brett Chapman.
Yes.
So in case you meet him, you can punch him in the face.
Oh, Brett Chapman. Oh, and not only is he a racist, but
A
don't be
little homophobe.
proud, faggot. I, of course, felt compelled to reply. And
No, like, you don't see the block quotes in there. Some of those are me.
then you should have put
There-
block quotes.
There were block quotes. I don't know why it's not showing up on your
Mobile
phone.
version.
Maybe that's it. So just be careful.
My race doesn't want you, says Adam. Seriously, if you're going to be ignorant.
That again is an aside.
Okay, I know I don't want to be responsible for you.
That's Brett. Yeah.
Brit.
So he says, no, it doesn't want you.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is awful.
I know. Basically.
Oh, look, and he insults the blacks in North Preston.
Well, he insults. Basically,
So,
as I preface before I post the article, or before I actually post the conversation, most like. I cannot remember a time I had a conversation with someone who was racist that they actually had an argument. Basically, their entire argument was making fun of me or throwing hate at me for being stupid, for being a sheep, for being like the guy calls me a faggot there. Like he attacks me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's
Because
how,
he doesn't have...
that's how these people argue.
Yeah,
I mean,
he doesn't have a fact to rely on. So his entire argument was to attack me personally. And at one point he actually insults my parents and like this guy doesn't know me, so I can't take it personal because he has no idea who the fuck I am.
So he's a correctional officer.
Or was.
Was?
His-
Well, no
on-
wonder he
on-
was. 'Cause
On his Facebook profile, he's listed as a civil engineer for CBCL. So I called his bosses.
Nice.
Justice porn.
Anyway, I figure he has it coming.
Oh, so that's why you were asking on Facebook if anyone knew this guy.
Yes, because I wanted to know.
But I think that's the thing. Most people, like, in our circle of friends, we don't really hang out with racists, so obviously...
Well, I know we have a brown friend, and...
I'm not... Well, I'm brownish.
Anyway.
It's the French in me, I think. The French can be a little olive-colored, I hear. I mean, they're...
It's probably the wine.
Yeah, could be.
Anyway.
So that's actually quite a story, and quite an entertaining conversation, actually. So, yeah, go check out Adam's blog. Jesus.
Yeah, markadam.ca is where you can find it. And
What a fucking cunt.
I know. Yeah, so I propose at the end of the conversation on my blog, I propose that we start a movement. And it doesn't even need to be just racism. Equal rights for homosexuals. All that stuff. Like racism, sexism.
Oh, he also uses the word liberal as an insult.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me that's not some fucking tired rhetoric. Anyway, sorry, we can move on from this. I'm just sitting here reading it, just completely aghast at this.
And also, before he had... Because he replied to me the next day. So I had posted my initial private message to him the night before. And on my Facebook page, I had written, "Dear racist fuckheads, you should shut up or I'll punch you in the teeth. Signed, Ironic Tolerance." So I propose we start a movement called Ironic Tolerance. Where
By kicking the shit out of racists?
Not kicking the shit out of.
Oh.
Although that would be fun. But, I mean, not standing for it. Calling people out. Being aggressive. Racists and sexists and people who hate gays or Jews or whatever, like religion. Like, all the different kinds of attacks that you can have against people that just don't make sense. We should stand up, call them out, make a public case of it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I posted...
I mean, because
like,
that was legitimate racism. You know what? I'll make racist jokes. I'll make sexist jokes.
I
But
make
they're
a
jokes.
joke
They're funny.
every once in a while in context with something else.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes it's just being offensive to be offensive. It's all about intent.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're not aiming to hurt anybody. You're not attacking anyone personally. You're not... You know, sometimes you're making light of things that shouldn't be made light of, but if you can't make light of them, then they, you know, they're put up on this pedestal, and everything needs to get the piss taken out of it once in a while.
Well, exactly. And again, it's context. But his name, if you click on in my article on my blog, if you click on his name, it actually takes you to his profile.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, this guy is...
Go tell him what you think.
He's an open racist. Click on his profile. Send him some private messages, people.
It says his page isn't available.
Well, I did report him for hate speech on Facebook, so they may have taken it down.
See what happens if I look him up.
Well, you also got to remember that, like, I posted that article yesterday, and it got... Within an hour, it had over 50 hits.
Yeah.
Because people kept sharing it.
I guess he's not having fun. You probably ruined that guy's day. Good on you.
Now,
I think you might be gone from Facebook.
Now, okay, so I put it to you. What did you say to him? Because...
Well, either Facebook took it down, or people just flooded his inbox and just really let him know how much of a piece of shit he is.
And I hope they did.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he got fired. Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Oh,
That'd be
no.
justice in my mind right there.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going
See
to...
how you like poverty, asshole.
If you're going to publicly post something that blatantly racist, i.e. the whole, like, fried chicken, watermelon, collard greens, and some orange crush.
On a public
On
forum.
a public forum.
On a business's website.
About a famous black man...
Who has accomplished a lot.
And
who
could kick your ass.
Yeah, who could take you apart piece by piece.
I'm just saying, if you're going to do that and your profile lists your occupation and your employer, if that was an employee of mine, I'd fire them.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be like, I don't want anything to do with you because you are clearly an idiot. It's one thing if you think, like, I know a lot of people who are subtly racist. They're racist in their heads.
Well, I mean, I grew up in Cape Breton. I have
so you know some
subconscious racism just because I didn't grow up around that culture or that kind of...
But I'm from Dartmouth. There's lots of examples of places where I should be racist, but there's also lots of reasons why I'm not.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the first step is being cognizant of it and trying to correct it or
Well, also education, like
Yeah.
rural areas don't have as much education about racism because there's barely any minorities there.
to be racist against.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't hate somebody you've never met.
But you can be unfamiliar with them
And that breeds fear,
Exactly.
which breeds racism.
ignorance breeds fear, yeah.
Or same with homosexuality. People who are straight and have never even thought, like, they just don't get it. And unless you're educated, you can't understand it, and therefore it probably scares you, and therefore you don't like it.
Yeah.
So you attack it because it doesn't feel natural to you because you don't understand it.
Yeah, and I mean, with all the homosexual, like, you hear a lot about feminism, you hear a lot about marriage equality, and things like that these days. Racism's almost taken a back burner because it's like, well, yeah, most people are kind of just like, yeah, obviously that's over. We're done.
But it's not over.
No, it's not.
As clearly exemplified in...
And I recently read an article about a high school it's in the southern United States,
Oh.
where they still have segregated proms.
I did read about that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
No, I don't even know
And
how
the
it's
kids
legal.
are banding together to try to get, like, a mixed prom. And they have to raise their own money to do it. The parents won't pay for it.
But do you remember what a shitstorm it was a couple of years ago when that gay kid
brought his boyfriend
yeah, to a Christian school's dance?
Yeah.
And they escorted them out?
Yeah, it happened all over the country.
No, but
at a
they
bunch
did the
of
same thing
places,
with the segregated prom. They escorted out a black girl who tried to go in. The police escorted her out. Can you imagine? Or no, wasn't even... It was a mixed race student.
Yeah, so
The
it
child
wasn't
of
even
a-
like...
Yeah.
Someone who could probably go to either, I guess, if like...
Oh, yeah, but they tried to go to the whites-only prom, and no, the police escorted them out.
That's not okay.
No, it isn't.
There's something seriously wrong with society when that shit starts happening.
It's getting a lot of publicity, and it's not even shit that started happening. I think the only reason that they still do it is because the faculty is clinging to it's just tradition. I'm like, go fuck yourself. It's a racist tradition. Call it what it is.
Yeah, and that's... It angers... I actually get, angry when people's only argument is, it's always been this way.
Yeah.
If that's your argument, go die, because we don't need you in this world anymore. If you're living your entire life with... unless you're autistic and need that sort of routine, which... racist people generally aren't, then fuck off with your it's always been this way.
Yeah, autistic. I don't know. I think you could argue that some racists might be mentally deficient.
Mentally deficient, yes. Autistic, probably not.
I was trying to think of a...
The problem with autistic
PC
kids is they're too smart. And they're too smart to be racist.
To lighten it up a little bit.
Have you ever met an autistic racist?
I don't think so.
Have you ever met an autistic sexist? Autistic people don't have the capacity to hate.
Yeah, pretty much. Not in the way that we would imagine. But I did see an autistic kid on the internet, 6 years old, tearing the shit out of a piano, playing Billy Joel songs. So good. I mean, unbelievable. He's an autistic savant kid.
Side note.
Yeah, well, just to lighten it up a little. I was super fucking impressed, because I've been listening to a lot of Billy Joel lately.
When you find stuff like that, put it on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's 2 buttons.
I know. I can't really be bothered. My ADD doesn't allow me. I'm just like, ooh, this is fun. It's over. Moving on.
Yeah, well, let's move on from this topic. All I want to know to end this up is, did you say something to this guy after you saw the article that I posted? Or, would you, if you didn't get a chance to, because his Facebook page is now down, and I feel so bad about him not being on Facebook now. No, I don't.
You only feel bad because he can't be ridiculed even more than he already was.
I know. I'm sorry I took the fun out of it, guys.
This is why we can't have nice things. Adam.
I broke racist bashing. Anyway, so I want to know what would you say to this guy? And I mean in a real conversation. I started it poorly. I did. Because my first comment was, you're a racist dickhead. Be proud, dick. That was my first comment.
No, I don't know. I would go the other route. I mean, just expressing a little bit of sympathy and kind of just sadness. And not really get angry, but just be like, I really feel sorry for you. Well, I genuinely do.
My first comment was angry. And my next comment was kind of like, we don't need you. Go away. I don't know why you exist.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to fight him as far as rhetoric goes or facts or
arguing. He doesn't have facts. That's the thing.
I know. It's like, why argue a point when the person is so incredibly and deeply wrong? There's no point. I mean, that's ignorance. I mean, there's no reason. Ignorance is not just the absence of fact. It's just it's the fighting against them. Just refusing to believe them.
Yeah, being unwilling to learn.
Willful ignorance.
Being unwilling to learn is worse than not being taught.
I guess so.
If you live in a place where you aren't taught things because you're just not taught them, it's almost not your fault.
Oh, so it's easy to be intolerant towards somebody who's racist. I mean, just to really give them shit. Ow, fucking cat just bit me. But showing them sympathy or showing them, actually trying to enlighten them in some way, I think frustrates them even more.
Yeah, if you try and lay some knowledge on a racist, they're going to get mad.
Probably.
They're going to call you every name in the book. They're going to, like I said, when you read the conversation, you'll see it specifically, he just attacks me. He has nothing to fall back on except for, they're lazy because they live in these places. It's like, I don't think that's how it works. Like,
read a fucking book.
How many...
Maybe.
Have you not been to Spryfield? Like, I don't mean to stereotype
Actually, no,
that.
never have.
I don't mean to stereotype that neighborhood, but there's some neighborhoods in Spryfield that are white people that are just as bad or worse than the people from the square, you know?
Poverty knows no color, sir.
Yeah. And that's what I say at the end of my the article, and I stand by it. We don't have a race problem. We have a poverty problem that's disguised as a race problem. What are you doing?
Told you I was going to eat the can when I was done.
You should probably put that down before you hurt your teeth. Why are you? What is?
I drank too much coffee.
Okay, we need a new subject.
Yes. NSLC.
Oh, the NSLC. They stole my money. No.
Oh, boo-hoo! You were going to spend it there anyway.
Yeah. Whatever. I find it funny. Like I don't understand. One day, price adjustments of like 50 cents and $1 turned into $30,000 in misappropriated. Or is that the word?
Misappropriated funds. Yeah.
That's what I thought. So what happened is they have a computer system, and the new prices, the updated, more expensive prices, were supposed to go into effect on the Monday. By accident, their computer, somebody missed a decimal point somewhere, and their computer program started that on the Saturday.
Yeah.
So, as a result, the NSLC collected $30,000 by mistake. Like, that's the difference. What they the products they sold at the old prices versus the products they sold at the new prices, $30,000 in one day. So, because they're not going to go back and go, well, here's your 50 cents. Here's your bring in your receipt. Let's give us 50 cents.
I think personally that it was kind of a blessing in disguise. It was great.
But anyway, yeah, they're going to give it to a charity as voted by
the people who accidentally
patrons.
Spent their money.
Yeah. So you can go to myNSLC.ca, and you can. There's a link called "Help Us Make It Right," because they realized that they fucked up and stole $30,000 of accidental money. So they're going to donate that to a charity as voted by us.
Yeah, because I mean, what's $1? I mean, obviously the price was going to change the next day.
Well, the Monday, yeah. But I don't think anybody's mad about their 50 cents. I think they're just mad that the liquor store made $30,000 they shouldn't have by gouging that many people.
It's only gouging if it's
not my 50 cents. It's the $30,000 collectively
again,
across the province.
Only gouging if it's intentional, and I think they picked it up immediately and did the right thing.
And they did do the right thing, yeah. And it's a great PR move for NSLC.
Totally.
And I don't know if you follow Andy Bowers, Evil Pez 4 on Twitter. He's been tweeting since this happened. He's like, NSLC giving back $30,000 to charity, so long as we agree never to talk about privatization. Like, it's like he thinks it's their this ploy to because it is a great PR move for NSLC. Yeah. $29,800 and some odd and 70 cents going to a charity. Because they made a mistake. Yeah. Owning up to their mistake at a government-run company is kind of unheard of, really.
I wouldn't say so.
Well, I can't think of another example where the government was like, hey, we fucked up, we're going to fix it.
Not government-run, government-regulated.
NSLC is a government entity.
Yeah.
It's owned by the government, so...
Owned by the government. But I don't think the people who run it necessarily are... I mean, obviously they would be members of the government. They would work for the government, but I don't think they're bureaucrats. That's what I'm saying.
No. But I'm just saying, like, it is a government-run... It is a government-run company, so...
It's also still a business.
Well, so is the government. So is the church. Church is
Not
the
by
Roman
definition.
Catholic Episcopal Corporation.
Yeah, sure.
They're a company.
Separate from the church.
Technically, they own... Anything the church owns is owned by the Episcopal Corporation.
Weird.
It is off topic. We're moving way off topic. The point is, great PR move by NSLC. I would still like to see privatized liquor stores. I would love to be able to go into my local corner store, pick up my milk, bread, and some booze.
Well, yeah.
When I go to Newfoundland, that's the best part of my trip, is not having to go to like 3 places to pick shit up. Right? Which is why you see NSLCs attaching themselves to Sobeys and attaching themselves to superstores.
And we're halfway there already.
Because people know, the government realizes, oh, they're pissed off because they have to go across the street to get their liquor. Well, yeah, we are, because we should be able to buy it here. Then you still have to go through 2 lineups and 2 transactions and blah, blah, blah. And for some people, that's a big deal. It's not a big deal to me, but for some people, they're like, I don't want to spend that extra $1.50 in debit fees. You know what I mean? And I get that. It's a decent...
Shit adds up. It's true.
Fair. But anyway, I don't know. I think it was a good PR move, but I would still like to see some privatization on it. But definitely go to myNSLC.ca and vote for what charity you'd like to see them give it to. I think we're going to take a break because we're a little over half an hour. When we come back, we have Why Is That a Thing? And we have a couple other things to talk about. So, see you in a few.
You want your special day to be just right, right? Well, so did I. I called A2 Canada, and all the little details took care of themselves. An audio-video setup, photographer, and even a videographer, all working as a team to capture the memories I cared about. Oh, and I saved a bundle by getting them all in the same place. You should try it.
A2 Canada. Professionalism you can count on.
Oasis, epic sports pub, where you don't have to spend a lot to get a lot.
Religion.
Mike's down. I have to pee.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. I need to stretch pretty bad. Yogurt and green onion chips? That sounds absolutely disgusting. But now I want to try one.
Probably tastes something like Greek food. Which is actually pretty good.
So you're going to help me get all that crap to my place tonight then?
Yeah,
Today?
I want to grab my guitar too.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Well, I don't. Why do you have like a dedicated scanner?
Because I scan all the negatives that I take instead of getting pictures developed because I don't have them anymore. I don't take a lot of film anymore, but I've been scanning my old negatives.
Question.
Yeah.
Why do you have a dedicated scanner instead of like a multi? Like, I didn't even know they made dedicated scanners anymore.
Yeah. Oh, this one is specifically because for scanning negatives, you need one that is designed to scan negatives. If you want good quality, if you want to be printing stuff large, like this or larger. So if I got a multi thing, they're not necessarily designed to scan negatives. You can do it, but you get one that's designed to do that, then you're going to get better quality.
I understand.
And that's the only reason I wanted a scanner. I don't need a printer because I can print anything I need at work.
Till you lose your job for being racist on the internet.
Which I'm not going to do.
I think that's awesome that his site's down. That his page is down. Oh, well, guess what else is down? My fly.
D. I really want to find out what happened with his Facebook page.
I know. Did he take it down or did Facebook take it down because of the hate speech?
I almost hope it was him that took it down because everyone was bothering him. Even though, like, I want Facebook to be, like, respond to shit like that and, like, do
I don't
something
know.
with it.
Yeah.
But at the same
Either
time...
way, it would be good.
Yeah, but there'd just be something so satisfying if it was him who took it down, and he was... Just because everyone was, like, shitting on him over it.
And all of his pictures, every single one of them was the Halifax Mooseheads.
Oh, really?
His profile pics was the logo. His cover pictures were, like pictures of them going along the bench after they score goals. Like, everything was Mooseheads. Everything.
Did he work for them?
No, I assume he's a fan who apparently hates blacks and likes 16-year-old boys.
I'll pull up this day in history.
Yeah, what else is on our Facebook page that we haven't gone over?
I'm gonna do the SpongeBob thing. Why is that a thing?
Yeah. Oh, the sign I saw on the way here.
The sign is on the way here. You can do a little bit about that. Wrestling. Reminder about our event. Picture of space. Fun space.
Do you want to mention the game code?
Game code.
They share a lot of really cool stuff.
As far as video game journalism goes, they're kind of bottom of the barrel. Oh shit, are those still on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Stephanie Pelly is quite attractive.
Doesn't make her a good journalist. Shit, these...
It's a super sensitive mic. Turning it away won't help.
Whatever, I don't like the show. Fuck.
You don't have to like the show. It's made locally and by Bell. What are you giggling at?
The first camel race in America was held in Sacramento, California, 1864.
Camel Race.
Well, that one. That was just too weird.
I think that'd be fun.
No, you can give that to us later.
I wonder how different a camel race would be from a horse race.
It's very different.
Imagine.
They're very different. Have you ever seen one?
The camel race? No, never.
They're insane.
The
They're
camels
jockeys,
are kind of like horses, except
but the
they're just
jockeys
lumbering
beat
and
the
lumpy.
shit out of each other.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's fucking awesome. Sounds way more exciting than a horse race.
Are you guys ready to go back?
I'm ready. You ready?
I kind of have to pee, but I think I can make it 20 minutes. We're cool. Let's do it.
Why don't you just go pee? You can take the 30 seconds.
More like 3 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. Be a really long pee.
Are you a camel?
Let's race.
Aw, yeah. Did the cat move the camera?
The camera's not on. No.
He's leaning up against the tripod, so.
It's fine.
Oh, yes! So good. Your paper dragon book thingy's falling apart.
Paper cranes. Yeah, a little bit, I know. It's been moved a lot.
Who's Buddy in the Speedo?
That was given to Francesca and I through a gift exchange, and no one knows who it is. It was taken by my friend Brianna at the beach randomly. It was like an accidental photo, and she just thought it was hilarious, so she put it in a frame.
She has a random photo of a guy in a Speedo? And she
Weird.
gave it to you?
It was part of, like, what's it called?
Like Secret Santa?
Not like Secret Santa, except you don't have a specific person. You just go and you pick a gift, and you can Yankee Swap. That's what it's called.
Oh, yeah, where everybody just, like,
Pick a gift, and if you want to steal
I think you lost at Yankee Swap.
I did.
And yet she has this thing on display
It's a good
above
story.
what used to be her bed.
Nice conversation.
Her bed
piece.
used to be here. It is a conversation piece. We just had a conversation about it.
Exactly.
You're back.
So we're back.
Yay.
We do this every week. We're just caught talking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's real. It's real talk. Hashtag real talk. bitches.
Hashtag real talk.
It makes you seem human.
Did you just throw stuff?
Yeah, sorry. I got a little excited.
What? What is going on?
I've had a long weekend.
The cat is looking to sabotage the tripod. I can tell. He's got that crazy evil eye. Or he's going to rip your foot off.
Let's find out.
This is so suspenseful.
Welcome to the Discovery Channel.
I know, right? This cat is in the wild right now.
But yeah, I've had a pretty long weekend. We spent a lot of the day yesterday fairly giddy. We shot the trailer for The Bottom. Finally,
Nice!
and we were on set for a good 6 or so hours. I don't think the words fuck or cunt have been thrown around in a 6-hour span more times than our set day.
When can we expect the finished trailer?
Well, we're working on the theme song. We have to go get an actual studio recording done. The trailer, I'm super excited to edit together, so probably within the next couple of days. Although I'm going to want to put it with the theme song, obviously, and pass it by everyone who was there and color grade it and everything. And yeah, so it shouldn't be more than a couple of weeks.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's
Check out
sweet.
the Indie Forge Twitter, and there's a bunch of behind the scenes photos and things, and we might even have some behind the scenes footage of our absolute nonsense. But it was a good time. Got back together with a lot of the people from my film school, so it was just like the old days, except a little more professional, and we kind of knew a little more what we were doing. So,
Well, there you go. I'm excited to see the trailer.
Cool.
I really am. Speaking of film stuff, we should probably make the announcement now. Your cat's eating a pen. Oh, that wasn't the announcement.
oh, okay.
Although somebody should film this cat while we do this show. Just like there should be a cat cam following this thing around because he's insane. Anyway, A2 Film is folding, as is MA Productions, and they're folding into Maladjusted Media.
It's like origami up in this bitch.
We're folding all kinds of bitches together. But Maladjusted Media, 3 words, not 2. Well, actually, an acronym, a word, and 2 words.
I don't think you really need to explain it. People will get it when they see it.
Shut up. Anyway, so basically, if you need anything done film-wise, we can do, videography, photography, all that kind of stuff. And then our partners, as you mentioned, Indie Forge Media is a partner,
Yes.
as well as MJ Photographics. So we've got some great partners and some good stuff coming up. So when you hear the A2 ads, that's only because we haven't actually recorded a Maladjusted Media ad yet.
Get on that.
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Good.
I hear you. Anyway, so yeah, we're about to do Why Is That a Thing? And this week's Why Is That a Thing is ridiculous.
My favorite kind.
I know. Emily, can you please throw out the name of our Why Is That a Thing?
The First Reformed Church of Spongebob.
That's a thing.
Wait, if it's the first, how is it reformed?
Dude, they're making shit up. It's a Church of Spongebob. Does it matter about the first 2 words? The Church of Spongebob. If you go to their
Wait,
website,
so they're making stuff up? How's that different from any other religion?
this one hasn't been doing it for as long. And it's based on a children's cartoon.
So it's got more to do. So it's got more in common with Mormonism.
Like, well, it's just funny because there's that episode of Family Guy where he's the Church of the Fawns or whatever.
Hey.
So anyway, like, as ridiculous as that sounds, there's a registered church in the States called the First Reformed Church of Spongebob. And if you go to their website, which, by the way, is hosted on Tripod, why is that still a thing?
Yeah,
I guess is a
still
question.
exist?
I know,
Wow.
I know. Anyway,
It's pretty awful looking.
oh, their website is atrocious. But they actually have scripture,
I
and
bet it's funny.
they have doctrine, and all kinds of stuff. And scripture is basically just quotes from the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
And
This sounds a little bit like Pastafarianism.
what?
The
The
flying spaghetti monster.
Ramen. I can't believe you don't know of the flying spaghetti monster.
I've heard of it. Why have I heard of it?
Because it's probably the best religion ever.
It's a religion.
Yeah.
I think it's an
It's a parody
official
religion.
Yeah, it was designed as a parody, but it's become a thing now.
Yeah.
What's wrong with human beings?
That's just a joke. I mean, it's...
Do you remember back late 80s, early 90s, there was a party in Canada running for, like, they wanted the prime minister's seat. And with the rhinoceros party or something like that.
Rhinoceros
Sounds
party?
awesome.
Yeah, like their leader was a rhinoceros. And they were trying to get him voted in.
Well, didn't a cat run for mayor of Halifax?
He didn't actually. That was a parody.
Okay.
He didn't actually have. A cat can't run for mayor. Although in the States they can.
Yeah, there's
a city in
towns
Alaska
who has a cat as a mayor.
that has a cat as a mayor who's been mayor for 15 years.
How bad of a job could it do? 15
true.
years, I mean.
Well, 15 is probably the population of the town too. But anyway,
True.
it's just funny to me that happens. What's wrong with our
Yeah,
world?
I don't know, man.
Well, do you remember the yoga party?
No.
Their entire platform was that if everyone meditates, a force field will cover Canada and planes and bombs will bounce off.
Yeah, was that actually what they believed, or were
That
they
was-
just making things up again?
No, that was the thing. Like they were like, because their whole thing was yoga is the be all and end all, and we can run our entire country through yoga.
Oh.
Because if everyone meditates, there will be peace, and then like a force field will form, and planes and bombs will bounce off.
People
and
do really like yoga.
I like yoga pants.
Especially the see-through ones that Lululemon made. Did you hear about
Yeah, I
that?
hear that was a bit of a fiasco.
There's
They had
a
to
big
recall a
recall.
bunch of black yoga pants because they were almost sheer.
I like it.
Apparently, there were stores in the States that when you went to return them, they made you put them on and bend over so they could prove that they were...
I want to work at Lululemon all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's
Here, put these on. Touch your toes.
it's another thing I read on Reddit lately that the creator of Lululemon, who was a guy, surprisingly,
How's that surprising?
being sarcastic.
I would like to make every woman's ass look fantastic.
But he originally named the company because he thought it would be funny to hear Asian people say it.
Ruru Remen.
Exactly that.
Ruru Remen. I want to go to Ruru Remen.
Racist.
I'm a little... No,
Yep.
I'm not. Again, that's one of those jokes where... context. This is a perfect example. This is okay. The thing that you can't do is tell a black guy, in all seriousness, to go have fried chicken instead of a burger.
Oh yeah, or if you were making your eyes slanty with your fingers and then saying it or things like that'd be pushing it.
Or if you're in an elevator with an Asian guy and you just go, "Ruru Remen." That's not okay. But anyway, man, we make fun of white people more than we make fun of anyone else.
Oh God, because they're White people are so easy to make fun of.
Oh, we are super lame.
Yep, pretty much.
And we know it.
I make fun of myself
And
for
we
being
don't-
white all the time.
And we don't care.
Nope.
No.
This day in history?
This day in history.
Let's do it. April 7th. Let's see.
It is April 7th.
I'm going to start
What?
with this little gem.
This little gem.
1864, the first camel race in America was held in Sacramento, California.
I love camel races.
I've never seen one, but I think I would enjoy it.
You should watch one because the jockeys beat the shit out of each other.
Like, you can just ride up to someone and punch them?
No, like they take off and they're whipping each other like the other jockeys.
Awesome.
Yeah, because camels don't move with the same speed as horses, and anyway, the packs are a lot tighter together. So
Huh.
The fact that you've seen a camel race is kind of interesting. I didn't know that you...
well, I wasn't like there live.
No.
Yeah, but we do have the internet.
Well,
That's
I actually
true.
seen it before that. I saw it on TV.
They televised
Did they
these things?
televised camel races?
This was way
On
way
ESPN
back.
6.
No, I was a kid when the
Camel
first time I
Race
saw
channel.
one. You know what? With the TVs that only have 13 channels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on one of the channels there. It was this documentary,
Ah.
and they showed a camel. It was a documentary about one of these boys, like a young boy from I forget what country it was.
Somewhere
But there-
sandy.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of racism,
It's not racist.
oh wait, no, it's just fact. But anyway, it was a camel race, and this boy was in the camel race with the only thing this family owned was a camel, and he went in the camel races because they needed him to win so that they could eat.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So like the whole documentary was following this kid around and how he got ready for the races and this, that, and the other thing, and like just for competing they get like morsels of food, and then if they won they got more and da da da. And I remember thinking, wow, that's crazy. And then they showed the race and I'm like, that is brutal, like brutal.
Sweet. I want to see this now.
Like and that was the whole thing, like how violent it was. And this little boy, rode his camel, and people's camels died in these races, and there were people killed in these races, like, and you got this little, like, I think he was 10 or 11 years old racing in this race to
sure.
try and win food for his family.
So shut up, NASCAR.
Basically.
Yeah, and this ain't no circle either. Like they have like
Racing across the desert kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Wicked.
yeah. Like-
1933, Prohibition ended in the United States.
Happy days.
Nah, not for Canada.
When did Prohibition end in Canada?
There was no Canadian.
Yeah.
There was no
Prohibition
Oh,
in
okay.
Canada?
Yeah.
Feel
It,
your
it was.
head.
It wasn't a good time for Canada because we were supplying all these people with their illegal booze,
What do you think they were drinking during Prohibition? Canadian
Canadian
Club.
whiskey.
Yeah. It was actually on Boardwalk Empire.
It's yeah.
Great show. But yeah, that's we were feeding booze to the United States the
Yeah.
entire time.
Yeah,
So
and
good on you.
so
For
it wasn't. The end of Prohibition was poor for the business in Canada.
Yeah, way to beat sobriety, U.S.
1953, IBM unveiled the IBM 701 electronic data processing machine. It was IBM's first commercially available scientific computer.
Say that again.
First computer.
Don't make me
First
do it.
electronic
Don't make me
computer.
say it
No,
again.
please don't make me.
That's what? Sorry, what year was that?
1953.
53.
Shit. And now every piece of technology like in this room has more technology in it than almost the 1950s to now combined.
It's crazy.
Yeah, isn't it?
1966.
My phone is more powerful than. Yeah, if you put all the computers in 1950 to 1970
I
together,
didn't say computers. I said technology. Phones. Calculators.
I'm just saying, my phone is more powerful by itself than any. If you put all the technology together,
Pretty much.
That's crazy.
except it can't cook food.
And then Skynet.
Just wait.
Just wait. Reassuring.
1966, the U.S. recovered a hydrogen bomb it had lost off the coast of Spain.
You know what? They should probably not lose those.
No.
1966. That was was that around the beginning of the Cold War? Like, because the Cold War was like at its peak in the 80s, but I think there was there not
tension in the 60s.
There was tension in the 60s.
Well, when
and
was
70s.
the Cuban Missile Crisis? Because wasn't that around the same time the Cold War?
I think
Well,
the Cuban Missile Crisis was the 80s, wasn't
the
it?
Cold War.
I thought that was the 60s.
Was
I
it
don't
the 60s?
remember.
I've got all my history all
American
mixed up.
history.
I haven't been to school in a while.
Maybe someone will tweet us and tell us. You know
When
when
the
the Cuban
Cold War
Missile
was.
Crisis and the Cold War started. Let me know.
I'm almost positive that the Cuban Missile Crisis was in the 60s.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. it
You're
was.
probably right.
You guys are really bad at this.
Shut up. Because Kennedy was...
But I don't remember
Wasn't
how
Kennedy
it
was
relates to the
president,
Cold
wasn't he?
War, but
Yes.
it does, maybe.
Yes, he was.
Kennedy was president, so the Cuban Missile Crisis, if Kennedy was president, it had to be like early 60s. Like, wasn't he assassinated in 60 or 61?
What do I look like? An American? Actually, that's exactly what I don't look like. I would get stopped at the border, even if I didn't have a criminal record.
Especially with that beard.
Yeah.
Y'all from Canada? You hate America?
Yes? Shit.
I knew I'd get this one wrong.
First fucking question.
Yeah. There's a question on... Because I recently went to the Dominican.
Yeah.
And they have a question on their questionnaire trying to get into their country. Are you a terrorist? I'm like, what terrorists are going to bomb the Dominican? Have you been there? Like, first of all, it's mostly Canadians that vacation in the Dominican. Like, especially Punta Cana. Punta Canada! We love Canadians. It's fun.
Are you a terrorist?
Are you a terrorist? Yes, and I'm making my home in the Dominican.
Yeah. In what way? Please elaborate on the question.
Yeah, I was a terrorist. I'm done now, so
Yeah.
I'm retiring here.
I'm a retired terrorist. It's okay.
Yeah. What's next?
I don't know. There's really not much more interesting. The rest of this day in history
Today
is pretty boring.
sucks.
Going back to the camel thing, it made me think of a story. My dad is in the military, and he was in the Navy, and he went to a whole bunch of different places. And he was in a place, I forget where it was. It was along the Mediterranean Sea somewhere. And he was at this restaurant, and they were trying to order like beef, like burger. They just wanted burgers because they'd been away for so long, and they just wanted a beef burger. He's like, "Can I get a beef burger?" And the guy's like, "Yes, beef cow, 2 hump." Anyway, and there are cows there that have humps on their back,
Beef
right?
cow, 2 hump.
Beef cow, 2 hump. And my dad was like, no, not camel, right? It's not a camel. No. He's like, beef cow, 2 hump. It's like, this is beef, like moo. He's like, yeah, moo, yeah. Beef cow, 2 hump. My dad to this day is convinced he ate camel burgers.
I did camel burgers.
I'm sure it's probably good.
Yeah, well, it's very similar to horse meat from what I gather.
Which, not all that bad. Come on.
I've never had horse meat.
Me neither.
It's
Isn't it not good for...
It's a little tough.
Isn't it not good for humans?
Really, no red meat is very good for humans.
Well, you're supposed to eat red meat at least once a week.
At
They
least.
change those guidelines all the time. No
I'm
one
pretty
really
sure you're
knows
supposed
what
to
you're
eat-
supposed to eat.
Like, well, they used to say, "Oh, it's okay, you can eat as much as you want," but now you're supposed to eat like once a week because of the protein, the proteins and the.
I'm lucky if I eat any meat once a week.
I have McDonald's,
That
which
doesn't
isn't-
count.
Ew.
That's not meat.
No, I'm really trying to stay away from McDonald's. You know what I love?
McDonald's.
The fact that I work at Oasis, and we have certified Angus beef. Our burgers are literally the ingredients in our burgers are certified Angus beef. That's it.
Well, you don't spice them with anything?
Nope.
Huh.
It's certified Angus beef, and then the flavor of the burger comes
From the beef.
from the beef,
Yeah.
and there's different types of burgers. Like there's the barbecue ring burger, which is like after the burger's cooked, it's smothered in barbecue sauce with onion rings on top.
You're killing me here.
And
I'm starving. Don't do that.
I'm just saying. But they're also 7 ounces. Most places burgers are 5 ounces. The Oasis is 7. So that's I'm super stoked. Every time I go to work, I'm like, I'm having a burger today. Except for Wednesdays because that's Alfredo Day. $5 Alfredo on Wednesdays.
I should start. Yeah, I
There's
gotta
a
do that.
$5 lunch Monday through Friday at Oasis.
I never think to do it.
The food at Oasis is ridiculously good. It just boggles my mind that so many people don't know about it.
I can afford $5.
Well,
I can't afford much.
$5 every day of the week is something different. Like Mondays chicken club wrap, Tuesdays quesadilla, Wednesdays Alfredo, Thursdays nachos, Fridays fish and chips.
So,
$5.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Gotcha. Although the clubs are pretty good.
And it's a club wrap too, right?
Yeah.
And it's made with the smoky cheese aioli. That's delicious.
All right. Okay. Stop. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Eat your face.
That new series Hannibal started just.
Yeah. Nice segue. Oh, eat your face. Yeah. Did you see
Speaking
Hannibal?
of cannibalism.
Yeah, it just started. Like the episode 1, season 1 just came out.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, because they were plugging it on a new episode of Elementary.
So is it an ABC series?
I think so.
I
Game of Thrones tonight.
I
Woo!
downloaded the first episode. I don't know
Uh,
anything about it. So
Yeah, I'm not into new shows now. I haven't started anything because I'm waiting for so many things to finish to keep up. Elementary, Community, Archer, Game of Thrones just started. That's the only one that I've been pumped for. Psych.
I
New
know
episode
episode 2 tonight. I know. Did you watch the episode last night? Or last week?
Last week, yeah. God, I stayed up refreshing the page until it was up.
Oh, you watched it online. No,
Yeah.
you don't have cable.
No, I don't have cable. I don't even have. Well, I barely have a television.
That's fair.
Who needs it anymore? Internet. Way to go.
Precisely.
I know. I have my 55-inch television is hooked up to a laptop that I download all the shows to.
See,
Yeah.
now I could use a TV like that.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'd like, so I don't have to watch it on my laptop.
Yeah, I agree. But anyway, I think that spells it out for us this week. We were early, so we're gonna take off early. Sound good? Mm-hmm. Sound good? Okay, we're all good.
No, I don't want to leave.
Okay.
Let's do this show for another hour.
Follow us on Twitter, Mark Adam HFX.
Pat King HFX.
MJ_979.
See how it just ruins the flow? You can actually follow the show at It's on Halifax on Twitter. Facebook.com/itsonhalifax. Itsonhalifax.ca. If you can't tell, the name of the show is It's on Halifax. What are you doing?
I don't know.
So we'll see you guys next week. So I would say same bad time, but it isn't. We'll be on noon at our new studio.
Woo!
This is the last time we're going to be at Emily's house.
I'm excited to see it. Yeah.
We didn't do a balloon drop like we said we were going to.
I know.
Emily, why didn't you prep the balloon drop?
Dropped the ball pretty bad. You dropped the ball.
Or you didn't drop the balloon.
Sleeping in was a little more priority today.
We're going to have to rig something up with that baking soda and vinegar. Show her.
We'll see you next week, everyone.
Bye-bye.
This episode of It's on Halifax was brought to you by A2 Canada and Oasis on Spring Garden Road.